Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping and wholesaling houses in New York. Or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. I'm just moving this down to the screen. We're near the camera. Okay, so I get questions a lot. How do you know a wholesale deal is a good deal, right? And I'm going to tell you how you know. So first of all, you need to really get good at comping properties. I've been saying this a lot, that is a skill that you cannot outsource effectively, right? There are people who feel like, well, I'm just going to hire a VA and the VA is going to check Zillow value. Maybe that works in Lubbock, Texas, or Port St. Lucie, Florida, but in New York, where our inventory is so varied and so different, you really need to get good at comping out values, to figure out values. So I've been through a lot of videos on how to do that. By far, the best way to do that is the MLS, the multiple listing service. PropStream is pretty good. I'm looking at some other tools now, but really, I went through many times why I think everybody should be licensed, and one of the main reasons is to get access to MLS so you can comp out properties that way. Now, the way you know a wholesale deal is a good deal is when you send it out to buyers and they are very excited about it. That is really the truth, right? When people scream that they want to get in there, when they say I'll make you an offer, that is how you know it's a good deal. Now, I've had wholesale deals, and I've spoken to dozens of people who've done had deals that they thought were wholesale deals, couldn't get a buyer for it for whatever specific reason on that property, and then they made a ton of money by actually doing the rehab themselves. So, based on my ability to comp out a value, right? So, what am I comping out? What am I coming up with? I'm coming up with the after repaired value, what this thing is worth when it's all redone. Now, if I'm buying something, and the basic formula when you wholesale, at least my basic formula to wholesale is, I'm buying a property at around 70% of ARV, after repaired value, minus my estimate of repairs, and I'm trying to wholesale it at about 80% of ARV minus my estimate of repairs. Now, and I've been through this 100 times. My estimate of repairs is not going to be the same estimate of repairs that anybody I'm selling it to has, and my ARV is not the same, and those numbers can be higher or lower, and I try to never, ever give out those numbers. Now, why? I don't give out those numbers because giving out those numbers to potential cash buyers can only hurt me. They can never help me. So I talk about an example I had where I had a property. I thought the ARV was like 600. There were guys out there who thought the ARV was 700. They asked me what the ARV is. I said 600, 625, and they're like, that's crazy. But I saw in their head they started to think maybe their ARV is too high. So giving out that number can never help. Now, if it was the other way around, if they thought the ARV was 500 and I told them it was 600, they're not going to believe me. They're going to think I'm full of crap. So giving out that number or the repair estimate number for the same exact reason. If I say it takes $60,000 to fix up the house and they think it costs 80, they're not going to believe me. And if I say 60 and they thought 40, they think they missed something bad. So giving out those numbers can never help you. But the basic number that you're going to put it out there at, you will know very quickly whether it's good or not. At least if you have a decent buyer's list. I have a pretty good buyer's list. And when I have a good wholesale deal, I'm getting offers immediately. And I'm getting offers usually above asking, and I'm getting them fast and furious. I'm getting people begging me, tell me, just give me the number, all that crap. I used to do that, and it was foolish. Don't ever give the number. The number is as high. I say to people, I'm trying to get as much as I can. I said, you would do the same. And people go, oh, I'm your friend. I bought deals from you before. They're just trying to screw you over, right? This is a crazy market we're in. And I heard from the great Jason Lewis, never pocket wholesale, right? I used to think, like a moron, that if I have these strong buyers, I should show them my deals first and let them offer on it first. That's a mistake. And I thought I had a whole hierarchy. It's a mistake. The wholesale deal should go out to the entire list, and it should be an open auction. Highest number wins, because I can tell you that when you do properties like that and you've bought them right, you're going to get more money than you even thought. So every single time I have pocket wholesaled, and I've done it a few times, I told the guy, I was asking 310. I told the guy, give me 330, and he said yes. I've always left money on the table. The next day, somebody said he would give me 350. Always. So never do that. Never. I know people who do, who I respect, and I think it's a huge mistake. We're in an unprecedented market right now, and people that want to rehab are willing to pay crazy numbers for properties, right? They haven't had the ability to buy at auction. A lot of these auction buyers have been really shut down for a couple of years. Even though the auction started, there's almost nothing going there. And things were difficult during the pandemic to find property. So You have to take advantage of this and make as much money as you can on every deal. The way to do that is to simply put out an auction. And well, the way I do it is I send out a Google form, which basically has them give me their highest and best offer. And then I compare them, right? And what happens is people are stupid. A lot of buyers are pains in the ass, and they'll say something like, well, I just want to tell it to you, or I'm just going to text it to you, or I'm just going to email it to you. And I will say to them, you can tell me, email me, or text me, but if you don't submit the Google form, I may or may not get back to you. Everybody who submits the Google form gets a call back. So even if somebody bids $100,000 less than the next guy, I will call them, and I'll say, listen, thank you for submitting the offer. I really appreciate it. We have significantly higher offers. It's probably not going to work on this one. And then they'll come back and go, whoa, what is it? And I'll go, like, I'm not trying to get you up. You're very far away. And sometimes they'll come up. Sometimes they won't. It doesn't matter. The point is, when you're fielding these offers, if it's a good wholesale deal, you should be fielding significant amount of offers. You want them all in one place. This was a lesson I didn't learn until about 2 years ago, where I got offers through email, text, verbal, people telling me things, that snail mail, all kinds of stupid ways of getting it. And then it's very hard to compare at the end. So you need a unified way or one place where everything goes so that you can compare the offers to. I highly recommend that you do that. I think it goes without saying. So that's how you know when a wholesale deal is good, because there is a feeding frenzy for it. Now, if you're saying, I don't have a good buyer's list, then the answer is to partner up with somebody like me who has a good buyer's list. I would say, without a doubt, if you have a weak buyer's list, that the strength of my buyers list will bring you a lot of money, and we can partner up, and you'll probably make more money getting a split of the profits with me than you would if you're doing it yourself with a weak buyers list. And then you build the buyers list over time. That's just the way it is. So that's how you know if a wholesale deal is good, and it all comes down to the price that you buy it at. So let me talk about some shitty deals that I've done. Right. So I did a deal 3 years ago. One of the ways that I know that a deal is bad is if a seller says yes to my number right away. So that's happened to me in Riverhead. Had a deal. It was a weird house. Looked like a mobile home. Wasn't a mobile home, thank God. And I think I offered the guy $2.25 for it, and he said yes. And I was juggling a lot of deals at the time, and I didn't even think that maybe I went too high. At $200 it would have been a good deal. I ended up selling it retail. I couldn't even wholesale it. Selling it retail like $240, $250, breaking even. If I would have bought it at $200, I probably would have made a little bit of money. It was just something that I really didn't spend enough time on. So for me, anytime a seller says yes to my first offer, that scares the shit out of me, and I look and see, what did I miss? On this time, I actually missed something, because it wasn't a mobile home, it was a modular home. I don't want to get into the whole thing, but it was a mistake. It was a good deal at a certain price, and I paid too much. That's probably the only deal I paid too much for. I've lost money on other deals, but they were always due to the same mistake that I made, which was pricing them too high, which caused them to take too long to sell. And what I had done, I made the mistake of pricing them based on my costs. And the truth is that the buyers don't know or care about your costs. So those were deals where I had private investors on it, and I wanted to show them good returns, and I just felt bad. And the truth is, I ended up selling them where I should have originally priced them, and on 2 out of 3 probably I would have made a little bit of money if they would have sold sooner. 1, I probably would have broken even, but instead I lost a little bit of money on all of them, and it was the same mistake. I learned that lesson. Oh, I smell something burning, which I am definitely responsible for in the kitchen. Okay, so I want to shut off the toaster. So that's a mistake I made. But you know a wholesale deal is good is when you send it out to list and everybody wants it. And that's been happening to me pretty much on every deal now. But that, again, I've been doing this full-time for 10 years, part-time for a bunch of years before that. I know how to comp out properties and how to price properties. If you don't know, the hardest thing that people don't tell you about is that you're not going to know if a deal is a deal. It's not so easy to know. So that's another reason why you might want to partner with somebody like me, because I can tell you at what point a deal is a deal and what point it isn't. Those are things you might want to think about. If you're interested in, I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you are interested in finding out more about a course I have that teaches how to do what I do, go to howtoflipnewyorkcourse.com, COURSE. If you're interested in finding out more about one-on-one coaching, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any media channel, please click the thumbs up. The likes help me very much with my SEO, my search engine optimization. And please keep the comments coming. I post 5 times a week. I don't always know what to say. Your comments give me ideas. You can ask anything. Doesn't even have to be about the video you're watching. If it's a simple answer, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something I've covered before, I'll send you links to a video or videos on it. And if it's something new, I will do a new video based on your questions. So thank you very, very much for watching.